Okay, hello guys. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm just using this new, what do you call it, live streaming options in the new studio for the first time, so I'm not 100% sure it's working. But yeah, the setup was a lot of work. Hey Rishi, how are you doing? Okay, so I'm assuming, yeah, everyone can hear me. Okay, so we're gonna be talking everything. I have a kind of a different setup than what I used to do back when I did live streams with season 5 and at the beginning of season 6, because I want this to be some kind of what do you call it, a celebration. Let's call it a Spies goodbye. So I'm gonna start in a minute by showing the trailer for season 1 and talking about how I felt about it, and I want you two to share. I'm gonna be reading your comments along the way after every segment. I want this to take around an hour to an hour and a half max, but hopefully just an hour, so that it's not too lengthy and too boring. What do you think of that? The idea of sharing the trailers, and not all of them. I just prepared something for seasons 1, 2, and 3. Some photos out of seasons 4, 5, and 6, because I think season 4, my favorite part has always been Agents of Hydra. So I chose some screenshots out of that. But yeah, let's get started. I think with the first season trailer. Let's watch it together, and then I suppose let's discuss it. Let's discuss how we felt about it when it first aired. The trailer, that is. Okay.
For years, the truth was hidden. People from other times, other worlds, heroes. But now we know. They're among us.
What does SHIELD stand for, Agent Ward?
Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division.
And what does that mean to you?
Means someone really wanted our initials to spell out SHIELD.
I'm clearance level 6. I know that Agent Coulson was killed in action before the Battle of New York.
Welcome to level 7.
What is that?
That's a superhero, Agent Ward. We work the cases SHIELD hasn't classified. The strange, the unknown. It's not just spy versus spy anymore. The whole world's in on the action.
You're in danger.
What do you mean danger?
SHIELD.
I should carry a shield?
SHIELD. Government. Scary men in dark suits who come after guys like you.
Is that who I think it is?
She's just the pilot.
Melinda May is just the pilot. Fitzsimmons.
Fitz.
Simmons. I'm engineering. She's biochem.
It's not of this earth.
We will rise against those who shield us from the truth, and nothing can stop us in the... Hey.
There are 2 ways we can do this.
Oh, it's one of them the easy way.
No.
No. I'm not exactly a team player.
We're not exactly a team, but we're in a position to do some good. I've seen giants. The good ones are not heroes because of what they have. It's what they do with it. We're not the only ones interested in people with powers. Only take the shot if you have to.
We have a couple of hours at most. There's no way that we could possibly...
Don't ever tell me there's no way. Don't touch Lola.
So don't touch Lola. I know I was so tempted when he said that the first time on season 1. I really wanted to get there and kind of touch Lola. It was killing me. But yeah, I thought this would be nostalgic. I don't know if anyone feels the same way. And yes, Gamer Girl, that's what I think every time I watch earlier episodes or series trailer for the first season. I'm thinking, wow, these guys were quite young. I mean, Fitz especially was super young. Like the aging process has showed the most on Fitz. And if you look at Ward at interviews, Brett Dalton, you get the same feeling. So yeah, that's true. But okay, we're gonna get to the theories part. I know some people want to talk about the theories about season 7, but again, I'm saying this is a Spies. Gonna talk about previous seasons, what we liked about them, all of that good stuff. So I'm gonna get started with myself. I think my favorite part out of season 1 was closer to the finale. You know what Ward did to Fitz and Simmons, that whole situation. I think I fell in love with the characters of Fitz and Simmons from the very start. They're very nerdish and geekish and fun at that. They're not just, you know, your regular nerds and geeks, you know, just faces in the books and all of that stuff. But they're fun at that as well. And I did love that. I did love all the comments, you know, all the way through from the beginning of the season to the end of the season about, you know, everyone not understanding what they're saying in like English, not season 1. I mean, my favorite season was season 4, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. It was always the Agents of Hydra arc. That was my favorite all the way through. But yeah, guys, start sharing. What did you like about season 1? Just type it in the chat. What was your favorite parts about season 1? Like moments, scenes. I think the moment that we discovered that Ward was Hydra, that was the most shocking moment of season 1 because he seemed so normal. He seemed so good. He seemed so caring about the whole shield thing. And it was a surprise. Like, what the hell? What's going on? Yes, exactly, Milo. Ward reveal. That's true. But yeah, that was my favorite shocker of season 1. The most comedic moment I think on season 1. That was definitely the "Don't touch Lola" bit. There were a lot of funny moments on the premiere as well. We're just talking about that on Discord today, which, by the way, I will encourage everyone to join Discord if they want to for the view or live viewing of the finale, because we do that every week. I haven't been there throughout most of the season, maybe once or twice, but I'm gonna try to be there for the viewing of the finale live with everyone on Discord. There was the Welcome to Level 7 moment. I think someone mentioned it today in Discord. Kevin Seeley, he's the one with the strong memory about every episode and every quote. When you get back, I'll show you my thing. I'm actually looking at them right now. These were just great one-liners all the way through season 1. There was the iconic statement with May on I think it was on episode 3 or 4, or maybe even 2. You know, the one, if I need a gun, I'll get one. And that's something that kept repeating like 2 or 3 times over the course of so many seasons, and it became a trademark of May. But yeah, a lot of things that were so much fun about the first season. Naz says season 1 is definitely one of my favorites, even though a lot of the fandom see it as a least favorite. The Genecentric episode and the Sif Lorelei episodes were my favorites. That's another thing about season 1. Samuel L. Jackson, those were great appearances. And then you've got the part about the part with Maria Hill as well. Lots of appearances. Jasper Sitwell. It felt very connected to the movies, even though I'm not that guy. You know, I've just been talking about it on my recent video. I don't care for the tie-in at the end of the series or at the end of the season because I want the story to close correctly, to finish correctly. But nonetheless, these were definitely magnificent moments on the series, if you ask me. If I need one, I'll take one. Yes, if I need one, I'll take one. That was the exact statement. Okay. The train episode. Yes, the train episode was great. Trying to save Sky. that was beautiful. I think around that period of time when Coulson disappeared and Sky was so worried about him, that's when they started developing as well that entire thing with the father-daughter, the father she never had and the daughter he never had, and they just did a great job with that. I loved it. Trip's appearance for the first time was in the first season as well, since someone is talking about wanting Trip back, please. I cannot give you Trip back. They can give it to you, and the season is already filmed, so let's hope we get him on the finale. But yeah, Trip's appearance was in the first season. And Trip, even though, this is one of the beautiful things about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though a character that did not last for so long on the series, he became a fan favorite. They know how to develop characters to make you fall in love with characters. There are exceptions. I hated Ruby Hale. That was a terribly acted character, even though the writing could have been pretty decent in my opinion. I think the only time I liked Ruby Hale was around the time she died. I mean, she did have a great brand of crazy, and she did it so well in that episode. But, yeah. And the train episode that had the Stan Lee cameo, that was great. That's the same one, actually. But yeah, that was a good episode. Season 1 is so underrated. Even the first couple episodes were hilarious and had great character moments and action sequences. That's true. I think the problem with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's a problem that I've always talked about or argued with people, especially people in the comments to my videos, they're always like, we're not getting enough action. This is supposed to be a comic book show. Well, it's a comic book show. You can compare it with other comic book shows like the Arrowverse and all of that stuff, and you will realize this is a comic book show. This did not put the comic book story on the back burner and start doing political aspects of things and focusing on the wrong characters other than the superheroes. And I'm not saying this because I have a problem with feminism on this or that show. I have a problem with the fact that you could address these issues in a subtle manner, because I have the same problem in Supergirl, because Supergirl is about Supergirl, but it ends up being about something completely different along the way. I think that was season 3 that just completely turned me off Supergirl. But over here, they did everything so well, like sexuality. They did address it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Piper, for example, is one of the ways they addressed it. You've got other than that, you've got race. They did address that, but they didn't make it into a big deal. Like, they didn't keep going race. No. They addressed it in a decent manner. There's no problem with the idea of social justice, of trying to address real life problems, because you're presenting a series about a comic book. Comic books by nature are about fighting everything that is in either wrong or unjust. But in the end, you want to address it in the correct manner. You don't want to give the backstory, shelf the main story and make this into your main story. So this is one of the things I loved about S.H.I.E.L.D. In general, all through 5 seasons. Yes, Trax was a great episode too. Was the ABC airing scheduled that year? Yeah, that might have been a problem. I do not think we need the action. I love the characters more than the action. Well, the action is important because, again, it's a comic book show. But you gotta have the build-up. You cannot have 40 minutes of action and ignore the human side of things. Otherwise, it's just I don't know. Even I want to say an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but even Arnold Schwarzenegger movies end up having some kind of emotion and some kind of human side to them. So it's kind of a B-rated, C-rated, freaking F-rated movie in that case that just cares about action and nothing else, or horror. I think that's actually one of the best episodes of the series. I'm not going to say the best, but it's one of the best episodes of the series. My favorite, actually, on the series, even though my favorite arc was Agents of Hydra, so out of season 4, but my favorite episode happens to be the 100th episode. That entire bit with Daisy realizing that Coulson is dying, that felt so real. Like I know she's acting and everything, but you look at those tears and you're like, it feels so, the acting was so good, and you could just sympathize and you could understand where she's coming from. They are her family. He is the father that she never had. So that episode was great. And there was the surprise cameo for Deathlock, or the surprise appearance, actually, guest starring by Deathlock. and we did not expect that because a week before that we were reading the synopsis and his name was not there. So we didn't really know who was going to cameo in that episode. Everyone was thinking Ghost Rider, but then he appeared, which was great, by the way. But okay, what else about Season 1 are you thinking, guys? Coming up, some behind-the-scenes looks at our final journey and some pros. Okay, someone is just joking. Been here since Season 6. Yeah, about that, about people who've been here. Thank you, man, for being here, for being around at this time. And Tanya, good to see you here. You're always around on Twitter, and I'm always checking your tweets, and we're always talking there. So it's good to see you here as well. It's good to see the guys from Discord. It's good to see Noodle Diffidal. However, before I go on to talking Season 2, maybe I want to do something here real quick. I remember when I first started reviewing S.H.I.E.L.D., I started around Season 4. That's when I started my channel, actually. And I started with S.H.I.E.L.D. because I really, really loved the series more than, you know, a lot of people would give it credit. I kind of gave it that credit. And it's the first thing that I liked this much since Lost. And I know a lot of people are going to argue against Lost, either because they didn't like the ending or they did not understand the ending, so let's not go there. However, though, I was basically watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I started feeling, okay, this is the series, the first series I've felt about this way about since Lost. And I felt this about S.H.I.E.L.D. more than I thought I'm having for the past few days. After I watched the series finale of Lost, like after the final episode ended, 2 minutes later I was like, what now? What am I gonna watch next that's gonna drag me in this way? And I never thought something will come along that would do that. And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened, and I started feeling the same way about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. I could say at moments I felt a lot better about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll never forget the Spies goodbye from Season 3 with Bobby and Hunter. That moment made me shed a couple of tears when I was preparing that new intro for my videos that I used today and that I presented yesterday on my channel, and I watched that scene again, had a couple of tears. So yeah, this series is really good. Breaking Bad was amazing so much, but never felt that attached to the series as much as I was attached to Lost, and I'm attached to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've watched Lost 4 times or 5 times so far. And I've watched every single season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at least 2 times. Season 6, 2 times. Season 5, I've watched it like 3 times. Season 4, like 5 times. And you can just keep counting upwards as you go back to Season 1. Because every time I start over, I start from the first season. And then I watch until the most recent season. And with the current episode, actually, if you count that I watch every episode twice before I prepare my review, I actually watched every single season, including the current episodes of Season 7 2 times, and that happened. And so Season 6, I've actually watched it 3 times. But yeah, okay. So do we still want to talk about Season 1, or do we want to move to the next season, start talking about it for a little bit? But before I do that, what I wanted to say is I also remember the first time I started the Discord server. I started the channel with Season 4, but the Discord server with Season 5. And the first people who joined the Discord server were, I mean, not exactly, but these are the people who are still active, and they were joining in the first few. Nick, so a great thank you guys for making that Discord server alive and for having all those conversations. It's been amazing. And yes, neither am I, Gamer Girl. I'm not ready for it to be over. I was watching the trailer repeatedly while I was recording the trailer breakdown video, and I was like, the moment Daisy says this is our last mission together, it just, you know, just gives me crazy goosebumps and a lot of sadness there about it ending. So I know what you mean. It is the best comic book show so far. And it is one of the best. And I was just thanking Kevin, and there he is. Sorry I couldn't be here sooner. I was out getting some vehicle maintenance done. Well, man, hopefully it's fixed, and thank you for joining. Kevin is one of my favorite guys on Discord, by the way, especially when it comes to discussions about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And like I said, he's like a computer brain with all the quotes and all the episode numbers. Like you can ask him, well, what are your favorite quotes out of so and so episode, and he's gonna be like, this and that happened on that episode. Just give him the name, he'll give you the number and everything. You know, he can even narrate the episode for you. So, but anyway, every time someone says that is the last mission, my heart breaks a little bit. Yes, I know. I feel the same way, Tanya. After it ends, only one of my top 5 TV shows will still be going, and the future of that show is uncertain due to COVID. What's that show? Gamer Girl? Where do you think this finale could possibly ranking around among the others early prediction-wise? Honestly, I'm expecting this finale. I'm expecting this finale is gonna be up there, like top 5 episodes of all time. I'm hoping it's like the best episode of the series, because there's nothing better, in my opinion, than going out with a bang. I couldn't say that about that. At least that final scene, hopefully, is gonna be emotional enough and beat any other scene. Yeah, I've watched the Instagram promo. I didn't watch it on Instagram, unfortunately. I've watched it on Twitter. I don't see major differences, to be honest, Drag Hunt. Something is wrong with my Instagram account, so I couldn't log in, and I couldn't check it. So I'm going to check it later. I might actually discuss it on my predictions video, which is already recorded, but I could do some editing in there and discuss it there. But so far, I couldn't watch it on Instagram. So if it's the same one as Twitter, the footage, the additional footage is pretty minimal. It's the 15 seconds one, right? I wonder if Sword is coming from S.H.I.E.L.D. Where Sword is coming from Nick Fury, but I'm not sure it's going to be coming out of this S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't feel like they're going to connect to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I sure hope so, without the snap, because that would be the silliest thing ever. You don't want to end on some kind of a cliffhanger. We know the snap. We've watched it. We've watched Avengers Endgame. We know how it ends. Like I said, I don't give a rat's ass how they end that part, how that they address that part. I don't care. I don't want them to do that, actually. If they do it post-Avengers Endgame, post the resolution, that's fine by me, because that brings them back in the MCU, and even though I don't think Kevin Feige is gonna have them in his movies and in his productions, I still hope he would. At some point, he would realize these characters have been an asset to Marvel and use them within the Marvel Studios productions. You can share with us, by the way, Dragon Hunt, what scene out of Season 6 was in that trailer? Because in that case, that's not the same trailer that I watched on Twitter. Although we know this is the last mission since last year, seeing and hearing series finale in the promo really hit different. Yes, I know. Lucio, I think. Lucio. I know what you mean. You hear it on the trailer. You hear it from Enoch 2 episodes ago. And you feel that badly, you know? And Fred is here. Fred gets his moderator wrench. So now we're missing Nick, and then it's just like the good old days. But okay, let's move on to Season 2. Do the same real quick, and then talk about our favorite moments out of Season 2. I think Kevin is going to be filling up the chat once we start doing that, because he's the one who remembers every single detail. And yeah, Fred, you got your respect. But okay, let's go for this one.
I know in the past few months it may have seemed like I was leading you on some fool's errand, chasing after strange carvings and artifacts. But the pieces are coming together. The puzzle's taking shape. The bad news, hide. Everything we've been doing, it all leads here. Suit up.
What is happening?
There's a story of a star that fell from the heavens of blue angels who came bearing a gift for all mankind, meant to save the world.
The ancients called them the Kree.
If a Kree came to your world, I would assume he's up to no good. And what do the Kree want?
Change.
Your heart rate was recorded at almost 300 BPM.
That's very fast.
No. That's inhuman.
I don't mind him. He's just coming down from the worst alien acid trip of all time.
It's Gordon, right? And you are? I'm the guy who kills Gordon.
If Coulson's collecting powered people, we need to know before they come knocking at our door.
What Coulson's doing here, this isn't S.H.I.E.L.D. Not the real S.H.I.E.L.D. anyway.
This is not about Coulson. It's not about me. It's about S.H.I.E.L.D. We cannot afford to be enemies to each other when there are new threats out there. Waiting for a moment, we are at our weakest.
There's only one man who's connected to both sides of this equation.
We were a good team.
I'm still happy I shot you.
Yeah, me too.
Should I aim for the face?
Hold on!
Just like old times, huh?
Not exactly.
S.H.I.E.L.D. wants us to be afraid, to fracture. But we're all tied together, a history that goes back thousands of years. They will not take that away from us.
Your mother isn't leading our people. She's misleading them. It's you who are destined to lead.
You ready to refocus your energies?
Team centered around people with powers?
At some point, you might have mentioned that Backup was a lethal cyborg.
I want more names.
What does he do?
Science, biatch.
Damn.
What the hell were you thinking?
I just saved your life.
You don't think I knew that guy was behind me? This is what makes you so aggravating to be
Pence
with.
not with me anymore. Lucky us.
Yeah, really?
We have to do this. It may feel like things have cooled down right now, but we'll always be paying the price. We'll never get ahead of the consequences that you, that S.H.I.E.L.D. have set in motion.
Like a ripple in the water.
This ripple won't fade. It'll grow and grow until it's a tidal wave.
Okay, speaking of season 2, it wasn't a recap. I think it was the trailer for the second half of season 2, and also the like it also announced or it was the DVD trailer. Sorry, I think I'm not really sure, but yeah. Anyway, what do you think of season 2, guys? What did you think of season 2? How did you feel about season 2? What were the things that you liked about season 2? I think Science Biatch is my favorite. But yeah, okay. The arc of season 2 was the best for me because it showed them trying to bring S.H.I.E.L.D. back as an agency that was resumed in seasons 3 and 4. I just got so upset when S.H.I.E.L.D. fell again in season 4. Yeah, that's true. It was about that. It was about the Inhuman arc as well. It was the first time we watched Jiaying. Jiaying is one of my favorite characters on the series. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites. You've also got the introduction of Bobby and Hunter. I think that was one of my favorite parts about that season. All the bickering, all the fights between the two. That was really brilliant. The introduction of these two, the writing for them, everything about them. You know, there's that scene when he talks Hunter. That is when he's talking to Coulson about telling him that the help is a deadly cyborg. That was one funny season 2. So one funny moment, sorry, on that season 2. So a lot about season 2 was amazing in my opinion. I think my favorite part was the realization. I mean, it was hinted all the way, but it came to fruition, and we realized who exactly they're going for on season 2. You know, when we realized that Skye is gonna be Daisy Johnson out of the comics, and that was one that made me fall in love even more with the series, and that's what makes me favor season 2 over season 1, because it kind of it kind of gave the story more depth. And sorry for my cat, he's jumping around and, you know, hitting stuff on my desk, but that's one of the things that made my that made season 2 at that point, before, you know, there were more seasons, my favorite on the series. Turn was good. Turn. I'm trying to remember what, if Mr. Kevin Seeley could please, you know, translate the episode names, that would be great. But anyway, Mockingbird has been and will always be one of my favorite characters on the series. I'm watching The Orville because of Adrian Palicki. I mean, I do like The Orville. I didn't like the premiere, the series premiere, but then I started liking The Orville. There was too much Seth MacFarlane on the premiere of the series, but then I fell in love with the entire thing. But I was watching it initially just for Adrian Palicki. I love the actress. She's very talented, actually, and that did show on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. all the way up until Spies Goodbye. And I was hoping when we got to hear that Lance is going to be... I enjoyed the aspects of the team going underground or dark during season 2. I also enjoyed the Coulson-Talbot relationship. That too was pretty brilliant on that season. Daisy getting her new character in powers, the introduction of new characters, Bobby, Mac, and Hunter. Yes, that's true as well. Mac too. Yes, Mac was introduced on season 2 as part of that other S.H.I.E.L.D. Shame she went from action to Family Guy comedy. Well, I wouldn't say it's exactly Family Guy comedy, because the series is quite... It's not just comedy. It's a little bit Star Trek-y in a way. I'm not going to say that with Fred and Kevin over here, because they're going to start fighting over whether or not it's Star Trek. And I'm going to be on the, you know, defending both sides, like, you know, this one and Fred's opinion and Kevin's opinion. So I don't want to be in the middle of that. But Carl Creel, sorry, I so stupid. But okay, yeah, Creel was should have become a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, but I think his storyline on the series was pretty solid, in my opinion. I didn't. Yeah, you have a thing for Luke Mitchell. I didn't hate Lincoln. I liked him. I just didn't ever think of him as, you know, up there, top 10 characters, top 20 characters even on the series. I mean, top 20 characters, and when I'm saying top 20, I'm including villains that I loved on the series as well. So someone like Ada is up there, Ghost Rider is up there, Hive is up there, Ward is up there, and I consider Hive and Ward to be two separate characters. Gideon Malik is even up there. Not top 10, but top 20 maybe. Did Creel have a storyline beyond being used by everyone? I don't think he had a solid storyline. It was one of the characters, and yet, even though he'd never had a solid storyline, you kind of felt like there was some character development. I guess it's the way they introduced him and they worked him into the entire story. That was pretty great. Season 2 introduced so many comic book characters. It's crazy when you think about it. Yes, it is. It's beautiful as well. Lincoln wasn't the best addition. He wasn't, but he wasn't the worst. He was a decent addition. I mean, I had more problems with characters like, and I think you too, Fred, had the same problem. What's her name? I was just mentioning her moments ago. Ruby. Ruby? Was it Ruby? Ruby Hale. Yeah. That was a terrible character, for example. The acting was terrible. I'm not complaining about the writing. I'm complaining about the acting. So she was a terrible addition. Okay. Adrian and Sage, best part of the Orville. Yep, he was an intriguing character for sure. If some of don't die, then we might have an Agents of Sword. The problem with Agents of Sword, again, is that they're in a different timeline, so... you know, expecting that she would that anyone, actually, I'm saying she because I'm assuming Daisy, but expecting that anyone would actually end up with Sword is kind of difficult at the moment. And there's also the whole old feud between TV and, you know, Marvel Studios, and there's going to be the issue of to put one of these characters in one of the movies other than Coulson, because, you know, Feige could always claim Coulson was his creation, like was part of his movies, but to put any of these other characters into the movies is admitting that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was successful. And for some reason, I feel deep inside that he doesn't want to admit that. That's just me. Okay. It's to be expected from a Disney actress. They're all mediocre. I would say all, but yeah, she's not a great actress. I don't see her as a great one. I disagree. I don't think Ruby was badly acted, but who knows? Like I said, Noodle Diffidle, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying your name wrong, but anyway, the reason I think she acted badly until the moment that she died. And then the moment that she died, like I mentioned earlier in this live stream, she actually did a better job. Like that episode, that one block of scenes, that was really good. That brand of crazy combined with that brand of fear, combined with wanting her mommy, basically at that point, she did the role at that point well. Like you started sympathizing with her. Okay, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. makes other shows like The Flash feel like a rewatch of Superman 4. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is in a different league. You cannot compare all these shows to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., to be honest. I actually had one, when I used to review The Flash back when there was some hope it could get better. You know, they always start an arc, they started well, and then they completely mess it up by deviating from the core story and going into side stories and, you know, putting the Flash himself on the back burner. But we had this guy, and I don't know if Fred would remember that guy who joined Discord, and he was actually watching my reviews of both series, and then we were not talking The Flash much because most of us are fans, or were at that point fans of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or fans of everything at this point on Discord, but we were not talking The Flash much, and whenever he tried to talk about it, he heard our complaints about it, and he actually rage quit Discord. I don't know if you remember that guy, Fred. I don't remember his name, but he had like his thumbnail was actually the like Grant Gustin's Flash, and he rage quit. He went crazy. Like, you know what? The Flash is great, and so, and I just found that funny, remembering that, because do you join Discord because, you know, you want to talk about shows? We don't have to talk about that one show in specific. The MCU is in their own league. DC sucks the big time. Yeah, the MCU is indeed in their own league. But in terms of television, I think the Marvel Studios production, I have a feeling, and I hope I'm wrong because I want to enjoy something else, but I have a feeling the new Marvel Studios production are not going to match up to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to stay, in terms of TV, in its very own league. And I love that. The Flash was fun in the very first few seasons. True, The Flash season 1 and 2 were pretty good, actually. Okay, guys, should be fixed now. Yeah, I switched connections. I'm really sorry about that. It's fixed now and it should be fine. But okay, so we were talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and how it exceeded all expectations, how it exceeds the movies in one aspect, in my opinion. They're building the emotional impacts much bigger because they have the time. The Marvel Studios shows are going to be brief. They're going to be 8 to 9, maybe 10 episodes at times. And pretty much when you're looking at those shows, you're going to have the limitation of time to build up, you know, to the one that I think might build up something is WandaVision, but other than that, you're not going to have time to build up emotion. You're going to have to focus more on the action, but then you got attached to these characters because of the emotion and all the, and the action was there still, and this is the point I was talking about earlier. You cannot expect to have 40 minutes of action. You have to think, okay, you know what? They need to build the characters, they need to build the emotion, and the action is gonna come along. You know, but every single episode, you're gonna get 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there, 5 minutes there, maybe 15 minutes of action, but not the entire thing. It doesn't make any kind of sense. You're building an entire story, and not just a silly action sequence that's out of context. I don't know what you look like, Noodle, so I've no opinion on your resemblance to Neanderthal. Okay. I might have missed part of the conversation when I was trying to fix the connection, but okay, Geek, what would your top 5 scenes of the show be? Okay, what would my top 5 scenes of the show be? So, I'd say this would go with the top 5. Not sure how I'd rank it right now, but remember the scene with the televised speech of Coulson on season 4 in the framework? I really loved that one. That one is one of my favorites. The Spies goodbye would actually be number 1. The moment that Daisy found that Coulson is dying, you know, that intimate father-daughter moment, that's on my list of favorites. And I'm talking just, you know, scenes that give you goosebumps. The moment that Coulson turned, I'm talking, these are in my top 10 because some of them are not going to be top 5, but I need to like sit and put together a list. But Coulson turned into the Ghost Rider. That was I was like, yeah, you know, it was so unexpected that would happen. There's the I did love the moment that Ada or Ophelia went, you know, she wanted to be a girl and she became a girl, and I did like that moment because Mallory Jansen has not done a lot of TV, like not a lot like some of the other actors on the series or movies for that matter, but she's got range. Like she was doing the robotic Ada so well, she was doing the evil person inside the framework so well, and then when for a moment she was giving the impression that she's gonna be a kind person and nice person, she did that well too, and I loved that. I loved the way she acted the role, and I loved the way the role was written for the character. I think another one of my favorites would be, let me see. So this is out of season 4. Season 3, I think one of my favorite episodes was actually in season 3, the entire Maveth episode, the reunion of Fitz and Simmons, and you know everyone who went to Maveth to save Simmons or to bring back Simmons. That reunion was amazing as well. This was one of the things that I was actually planning to put in the intro that I prepared yesterday. I was actually planning multiple Fitz-Simmons reunions for a possible intro. That was one of the ideas, and I think I might do that for the finale because I'm expecting a reunion. Don't want to say more. Yeah, Mallory Jansen does need a role in the regular MCU. She's a really good actress. And there was this sitcom. It was a really stupid sitcom that she was on. Trying to remember the name, I just can't. She was on Gallivant for one thing, and that series had some fun to it, but there was this one sitcom she was on, and it was so stupid, and when I first realized that Mallory Jansen is going to be in the series, I was like, oh my god, such a terrible actress. And the problem was that the sitcom was bad and not she was not bad. So no, Gallivant is not the one that I'm talking about. Gallivant was good, actually. It was kind of fun. But there was another one, actually, like an actual, you know, laugh track kind of sitcom, laugh track in the background kind of sitcom. You know, that girl that was like was working as the cook for someone, and she was, yeah, not Baby Daddy, no, still I'm trying to remember. Yeah, something like Baby Daddy, actually. No, not Young Daddy. No. It's a series that was airing at the same time like Baby Daddy. But anyway, I'm gonna try to remember while we talk here and or look it up actually. But Mallory Jensen is one of my favorites. That's one of the things that made season 4 a favorite actually. The scene with LMD May. I have to open the door for my cat in a second here, but the scene where LMD May actually killed LMD Coulson in order to save everyone and to let them fly out of the base, that was pretty perfect. And by the way, the series is called Young and Hungry, the one with Mallory Jensen. So yeah, that was a very bad series, and it did impact my opinion on the actress, but she did a great job. LMD May's sacrifice, that was great. That was beautiful, actually. But trying to think of other things. Give me a moment, though. Need to let my cat out, and we can talk more of these episodes in moments. But I'd say the episode in which Coulson discovered everything that happened to him, like discovered the he had this massive Tahiti surgery and all the stuff in his brain, the emotional impact on him. I did love that as well. I'm trying to think of more, but yeah, sorry about that. In terms of apologies. In terms of scenes too, I don't know why I forgot to mute my phone, so kind of stupid. But anyway, in terms of scenes too, I think there was one massive... Oh, the Felinda kiss moment, because that was completely unexpected. They were like deep in shit, and suddenly he pops up. The reason I loved it is because he popped the shield at that moment. Like, that's all they needed. And it was kind of hilarious in a way. So that was one of my... Because you don't expect they're going to do something like that. It's the fact that you don't expect certain moments to happen. And then they happen. And then they're like, yeah, that just happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The Devil Complex was also a very good... was also a very good episode. I'm trying to actually look up something here while we're talking. But the Devil Complex was actually a very good episode. There is also... what else? I'm trying to remember which one was Inescapable, but the Devil Complex was great. Devil Complex, if I remember correctly, was the one where the Doctor returned on season 5. So that was one of my favorites as well. There's no season on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Even season 6, which, by the way, is on the bottom of my list, there is no season without at least one great episode, or at least one scene that you're going to kind of remember forever. So, like, out of season 6, the season where, the moment where Sarge is torn between being Sarge and being, the remnants of Coulson, because he's borrowed this body and part of the soul, in a manner of speaking. And he starts giving this Daisy the speech about how she's always been, great and whatnot. I don't remember the exact words, but that scene was pretty touching, because you can tell at that moment that there's something within this guy that's struggling to come out. Yes, in the end, Patrick Kudik wins, but nonetheless, you've got Coulson for a moment there, and that was really good. Are you going to rank all the seasons of characters after the series finale? Actually, I can tell you right now, because no matter how the series finale goes, this season is already above certain seasons. So for me, 6 is at the bottom, 4 is at the top, everything else is in the middle. I think it's 4. I think so far it's actually 4, 5, and I'm saying 5 because of certain emotional moments. and because of the first arc, more or less, because Sinara and Cassius were some of my favorite characters on the series as well. So it's 4, then 5. Actually, yeah, 4. No, actually 4, 3, 5, 7, 2, 1, 6. 4, 3, 5, 7, 2, 1, 6. By the way, when I say 6 is at the bottom and 1 is second to last, does not mean they're bad. They're great seasons. It's just that this is how I look at the seasons. This is how I favor them. The Mad Max semi-truck was the best part of Season 6. That was really good. Season 6 is just like the real S.H.I.E.L.D. arc. Good idea, not that great execution, but it's not as bad as Fred would like to tell you. Okay, you guys keep, having your fights in here. I'm enjoying it. 4, 5, 7, 2, 6, 3, 1. Yes, Fred, please try to dial me right now. I need to talk to you. Some fabulous guest stars. Julie. Okay. Okay, I think that's my ranking as well, Geek. 4, 5, 3 is peak S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes. You're going to be a beautiful butterfly. Oh, yeah. I love the character of Butterfly. I mean, a lot of people hated her, but I loved it. I loved her character. She was, again, she had that, watch all of them. I watched some of those live streams, but not all of them, to be honest. So I'm going to go back and watch them at some point. It shouldn't be buffering now, by the way. It just happens randomly every once in a while, and sometimes you'll just have to refresh in order to fix it. I'm going to say 5, 4, 3, 7, 2, 1, 6. I think that's, yeah, the only difference between me and you, Paolo, is I started with 4 and then went to 5. Every season had its bad characters when I think about it, and had its good characters. Season 4 had Ellen Nadir. I never cared for the character of Ellen Nadir. She never interested me. The Watch Dogs arc, was good, but it wasn't the best, generally speaking. A lot of people have always been talking about Vijay Nadir, and I think his arc is kind of closed, in my opinion. I mean, some things are better left to the imagination. He recocooned, he's entered Terrigenesis again, and he's gonna get his powers. And he was a nice guy from the get-go. His sister was the evil one. So he's another Inhuman out there, living his life and, probably trying to get accepted by the public and whatnot, or trying to hide his identity. So, yeah. Okay, I blame YouTube for the buffering. I blame YouTube too. You can have her, Fred. Don't worry. I don't know what you're fighting over, but, we need to have a talk after this, guys. Buffering, it's the cat. No. The buffering this time is not the cat. The cat, by the way, is named... My 2 cats, actually. They're Loki and Shuri. So, both out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then, when... I'm thinking of adopting a 3rd cat. And I'm trying to think of a name that fits. So, if he's a guy, he's going to be Stark. If it's a girl cat or a female cat, that is, I don't know what I'm gonna call her, but I'm still debating. Yeah. He's the god of mischief. So yeah, I guess Goose should be an option. Actually, Goose should be an option. I'm already calling my baby daughter Silly Goose. So. But anyway, Watch Dogs for me were the worst part of S.H.I.E.L.D. Their episodes is the one I didn't rewatch. I've always rewatched everything, but yeah, they're not up there in my opinion. The problem is with when we say the worst, I don't consider the worst to be terrible. They're just the worst in comparison to the others. The others make them look, bad. Okay, let's watch again something akin to a trailer out of Season 3. This is the last one we're going to be watching, and then we can watch some moments like screenshots out of Season 4. Let's talk about our thoughts about Season 3 as well, and our favorite moments out of it. And I'm going to start by saying Bobby and Hunter leaving S.H.I.E.L.D., Spies goodbye. That entire arc was just amazing. Let's watch this together.
My name's Daisy. I'm with S.H.I.E.L.D. We're here for your protection.
They built a team to defend the world.
What is happening to me?
Against the very ones they fight to save.
We call ourselves Inhumans.
But now face a threat.
I'm not scared of you.
You should be.
That is beyond belief. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. premieres Tuesday, September 29th on ABC.
Where are Hunter and Bobby?
They're not coming back. They've been disavowed.
What are you talking about?
There were no good options.
So that's it, we're just leaving them?
It was all we could do to keep them from being executed. Believe me, guys, I'm gonna miss them too.
S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't alive, just a job.
Just trying to figure out how a guy like you winds up running with a bunch of mouth-breathing mercs.
Why does any man do anything, General? I met a girl.
Bobby's one of our best agents.
You can thank me later.
You don't think I knew that guy was behind me? This is just you peacocking.
He was gonna kill you, and sweetheart, nobody uses the word peacocking.
This is what makes you so aggravating to be with.
Bobby! Kent's not with me anymore, lucky us.
You know, you're wired different than most folks.
I'm not saying it'll be easy.
I wouldn't mind hearing it's gonna be easy.
It'll be easy.
Doesn't work if I know you lie.
I could use some backup.
I might know a guy. Want me to see if he's available?
Is he good? Don't die out there. We tend to remind each other not to die.
Thought that was implicit.
He likes to hear it.
Who doesn't like to hear it?
Hunter's always worn his heart on his sleeve. I don't know how to do that. It's always been a roller coaster. Fast out of the gate, the screeching halt, back in line to do it all over again.
Come on, stay with me, Bob. Bobby, stay with me.
I can't do this anymore. We took an oath to be the shield.
To protect those in danger.
Well, now S.H.I.E.L.D. is in the crosshairs. The right thing for us to do is take the bullet.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to add that one as well before starting. And I want to mention that it's there, you know, the Bobby and Hunter bit, because I know it would give everyone goosebumps, and some will probably have a tear or two, or, you know, want to watch it after we're done here. But, yeah, Mockingbird, in terms of acting, is greater than her role on The Orville, but still, she's a good actress, in my opinion, and I love how she plays her roles, and you know, she can do funny, she can do action, she can do funny within the action, like it was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I loved her character all the way, and yes, it is my favorite as well. 315, I think, was it 315 or 314? The Spies Goodbye, the episode in which they left was 315, huh? I think so. It's not overrated. Who said it's overrated? You think we're getting another? I think we're getting another Spies Goodbye at the end of the season. Yes. Love Lincoln's character arc. It's sad because this was them saying goodbye to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., not their characters. It is sad for that reason too. I don't think it's overrated. I think it's a pretty solid scene. It's done really well, and again, it's the unexpected. You did not expect that they can't even talk to them. They can't even go goodbye, guys, and they had to sit at different places all over the place, and you know, kind of each one separately giving them their own goodbye. Like that is. I mean, they could have sat together, Coulson and co. But when you look at it, it's like we want to give you our individual goodbye. So it was kind of a nice touch, in my opinion. But that's just me. So yeah, Fred is overrated. So that's a different that's a different story. Yeah, it's Fred being Fred, I know. But okay, would you have tried a fish oil? I would have. Oh yeah, I would have. I would have tried the fish oil. I would like my own powers. Okay, so out of the powers we watched on the series, if any of you would get one of them, what would you want? Well, I'm sure all the married guys would want to have May's ability at the moment. They would get to understand a lot. So I would get to understand a lot, for example. You know, that's one thing. But what would the superhero power? What superhero power would you hope for if you could get one of them? Speed. Speed does make a lot of sense. Yeah, true. That's. But the problem, you would want Yo-Yo's power on this season, you know, where she doesn't have to yo-yo, you know, after she became just a single yo, she runs and she doesn't have to go back all the way, I would suppose. Otherwise, you know, that defeats the purpose. I'd want both of Yo-Yo's powers, to be honest, because, you know, sometimes I'm at work and I want to do something. I forgot my phone at home, and, you know, I can't lose the parking spot that I found after so much trouble. So, you know, I want to be able to just yo-yo myself home and yo-yo back. So, yeah. Teleportation is even better, actually. The teleportation is even better than speed, because you don't even need to run. So if you're lazy like me, it's much easier. So I'd go Gordon now. Thank you for reminding me of Gordon. It's a lot better. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I definitely want to keep my eyes, even if I got the power, by the way. So in case that was not clear. Superpower I want. Can I get omnipotence? You can get whatever you want, Fred. But okay. What else? Okay, let's go back to Season 3 and talk about our favorite moments out of Season 3. So A Spy's Goodbye was one of them. The conversation between Coulson and Ward at the end of the season. Not Ward, Hive. You know, the hologram Coulson and Hive. And, like, Coulson acting all, you know, ooh, I'm shaking in my boots and whatnot. And then Hive realizes, oh, shit, that's a hologram. That was quite the solid scene, in my opinion. I loved that. By the way, we didn't talk about Reyna when we talked about Season 1 and 2. But Reyna was one of my favorite characters on the series as well. I think she ranks, like, in the second 10, not top 10, but she was definitely there. She was one of the really, really good characters. And when I say top 20, because generally speaking, you're going to put Bobby, Hunter, Coulson, May, Simmons, Fitz, Daisy, Mac, and Yo-Yo in the top 10. So you've got your S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents mostly in the top 10 to top 12. And then you're going to have all the others, the other supporting characters and the villains and whatnot within the other characters. Ghost Rider is also going to be up there with the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and whatnot. So I've had a great CGI. I love it, but they should have used it more. Yes, they should have, but yeah, that's what we got, and it's too late now, I guess. Too expensive. It is too expensive, true. Remember, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got budget cuts so often. And while people complained about, you know, the Dark, Lighthouse and all of that stuff, they did still manage to deliver all the way through with all those budget cuts. Season 5 had a slash and it still was 22 episodes. Season 6 had an even deeper slash because it ended up being a lower budget and 13 episodes, and the same applies to Season 7. So they did a good job with what they had. And, you know, we're all grateful, I suppose, for Mr. Mark Kolpak, a very good friend of Fred's over Twitter, the VFX supervisor for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., who graced us with his presence once on Discord and, did this Q&A with us. But yeah, we're really grateful for the work he's done on the series. Love Mac Hammer. Yeah, don't. What was the saying? Don't touch that Mac Hammer. Was it? Don't touch that Mac Hammer. Those were also a couple of my favorite episodes. That episode was one of my favorites because of that Mac Hammer thing. Kind of coming to bite Mac in the ass later on in the episode. True. Budget cuts ended up having them build stories and storylines, and that worked well for them. What is Fred friends with Kolpak? Nice, Fred. Yeah. Fred is friends with everyone. Fred is great, man. Fred is the one who secured that, Q&A on Discord, so yeah. Hey, Mac Hammer, you can't touch this. Hey, Mac Hammer, you can't touch this, yeah. And Mac, I think, got the most nicknames on the series because there was Mac Daddy on this season. There was another one. I don't remember what it was. And then there was Mac Hammer. And then you've got... and then with Mac as well, you've got... he's got a comment for every kind of villain. Like with the robots, he was talking, haven't you ever seen a robot movie in which they take over the world and blah, 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 and he's the one who referenced Terminator and a lot of other stuff. And then with the space stuff and the aliens, I forgot what was the alien out of the comics that they used on season 5. I'm not talking about the Kree, I'm talking about that big human-eating creature. I forgot what that was. But anyway, when he was Vernexians, yes, thank you. But yeah, the Vernexians, that was his comments about them. He's the first guy who's gonna get eaten. So that was funny. I really loved it. And I really loved how he referenced a little bit in a subtle manner all the movies where they go separate ways, because that's how every freaking scary movie starts. It's either guys or girls no matter what, but usually, especially, they do it with girls. I don't know why the stereotype, but she decides to leave the group and go looking, and she's the first to be killed. So he was kind of right. Let's not separate and whatnot. And Alfie was a nickname, I think. That was on season 2 or season 3, and I think it was said by Bobby, if I'm not mistaken. Or okay, Mac used to be a funny character. He's more serious now that he became director. He's still funny though. Episode 11 was a perfect example of that. That entire conversation between him and Sousa, that was good. His conversation with Daisy before that. I mean, after the emotional part when they started talking about her crush on Sousa, that was good as well. So yeah, he's pulling some funny lines there. I know Jeff Ward was supposed to play Virgil. He mentioned that. So Jeff Ward would have been dead, and Jeff Ward is quite funny. We all love Sousa. I've been in love with Agent Carter when it aired, and Agent Carter is a good series, and I've watched both seasons a second time, well, a third time actually recently, and I loved every bit of Agent Carter, watching it over again. So it was really good. And Dottie is one of my favorite villains in terms of TV series. So yeah, that was pretty solid. Okay, so moving on to season 4 real quick. The introduction of the Doctor. That was one of my favorite parts about season 4. The entire Framework arc, that was one of my favorites out of season 4. The entire Ghost Rider arc comes second to that arc. The one in the middle was kind of good because in the end, you cannot say it was just Watch Dogs because it was building towards all the other stuff, all the Ada stuff. So it was kind of really good as well, but not as good as the first two I mentioned. So the last one and the first one of the season. You got the Patriot when Mace became the Patriot in the Framework. That was a pleasant surprise. So it was like, he's doing his comic book thing, and after a while, after the season started by a while, I did not expect they're going to do that. But then they introduced the framework arc, and then he's that superhero. So yeah, I love that part as well. That arc was the first time we got to see Fitz's father, Alistair Fitz. So that was really good too. Mallory Jensen was great. Was great throughout the entire season, from A to Z, and I definitely loved that. So yeah, there's a lot about season 4 that was great. Like I said, my favorite moment out of season 4 was the televised speech by Coulson, because he's at that point, especially at the end of the speech, after talking about Hydra and whatnot, he's like, because I'm not a teacher, and you know, the truth is my name is Coulson and I'm an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that was a really brilliant moment on the series, and I loved every bit of that moment. So yeah, it was a pretty solid season in my opinion. The moment that Ghost Rider came back in, you know, later in the season, after they made it back from the framework and after Ada went back again, that was really, really good as well, in my opinion. Still one of my favorite moments, because for a while we did not know if we were gonna get the Ghost Rider back, and he came back, and that was a lot of fun. Fred misses Mace too, even though he's overrated. And Fred is talking in the third person, which is which is weird. But anyway, though, I really loved every little bit of that fourth season. Mostly every little bit, except for the Watchdogs bit, which is basically in the middle of other bits. So it was kind of acceptable to me. What other villain did we have in that season? There was another villain. And I was really surprised that they did that on the season. I'm trying to remember right now. For some reason, I'm forgetting. And he was kind of a minor villain. He was working with the Superior, but shoot. Damn it! I'm trying to remember. I just can't remember who he was. I think his name was Shockley on the series. I don't remember who he was out of the comics right now. Yeah, Shockley, yeah. Oh, I just saw your message, Noodle. Yeah, it's Shockley. I just don't remember what he was out of the comics. Yeah, the bomb guy. What was his name in the comics? I kind of completely forgot. I'm drawing a blank right now. But yeah, that guy. That was also a big surprise. Yeah, the bomb guy. But yes, Nitro. Thank you so much. So Nitro, doing Nitro on the series, that was a big surprise. The moment I saw that, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. You know, they went there. So yeah, that was solid as well. The way they kind of maneuvered, probably because of Marvel Studios not giving them the green light to use the name, and did Molecule Man anyway, just without actually using the name Molecule Man, with Eli Morrow. That was pretty solid too, in my opinion. They have had I'd say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had a bad time trying to get their characters straight because of the restrictions put upon them, or put forth by Feige and by Marvel Studios, and whether or not they were allowed to use these characters. But they did manage still, over so many seasons, with so many restrictions, to kind of handle it, and to kind of make it into the best thing they could. And it turned out to be great. Yes, exactly, Noodle. It's done amazingly nonetheless. So I love that about the series. But okay, let's talk about our favorite, because I want to try to cut this short, 10, maybe 15 more minutes. Let's talk about the season 5 moments, top season 5 moments. Now, most of the images I've got over here are actually, if not all of them, are out of the 100th episode, because I love the 100th episode. I love the emotional part of it. It was my favorite. You can share your favorite as well, guys. Yes, I think the moment, while watching it, Lisa, I was like, yeah, this is my favorite season. But then by the time I watched it again and realized how much I hated Ruby, like every time I watched this season again, I'm like hating Ruby more. Yeah, I decided, yeah, 4 is still my favorite. But nonetheless, I'm going to add this, there were great villains on this season. Cassius was a really great villain. Sinara was amazing. I mean, yeah, Sinara was brilliant. She did not really talk much, but the acting for the character was great. And I think I also loved the actress from before then, so I was kind of biased a little bit, because she's the one who portrayed Julie Mao out of the Expanse books on the Expanse TV series. And yeah, Julie Mao is a very interesting character in both the novels and on the series. So it was like, okay, you know, this actress, the moment I saw her, I was like, why does she look familiar? And then I went and looked up who's playing Sinara. I was like, damn, that's Julie Mao. So yeah, good actress, good acting for the character. Let's not forget about Sinara's balls, because someone's got to mention them on this video while we're talking about them. Pun actually a little bit intended, because it was always intended. Something about who rubs you the wrong way, Gamer Girl. You mean Enoch? But we love Enoch. If that's the case, we love Enoch. Enoch is great. And yes, Ruby is a hate character, and not the kind of hate that you want to like. Like for example, if you're doing a character so well, like a villain, because you do end up hating Hive, but he's done so well. You do end up hating Ada as a character. Like, this is not a character you want to be friends with, but she's done so well. She's a really she's a really good character, you know, like well done character. But Ruby was badly acted. You hate Ruby because she's not portrayed well. We all love Enoch. Cassius is a fun character, a fun, not a fun as in fun to hang out with, but a fun character in terms of he was portrayed well. You know, this ego, he's got a lot of daddy issues as well. We did get that out of that season. And he did kind of manage to convey that feeling, the way he killed his brother and all of that. The writing really helped him with that. And the acting was not bad. The acting was really good, actually. So I did like Cassius as a villain. Like, I did hate Cassius as a villain, but the kind of hate that is good. Not the kind of hate that's because of, you know, bad acting and whatnot. And a villain is supposed to rub us the wrong way. So, yeah. I love Fitzsimmons' wedding, and it was officiated, you mean? Yeah, officiated, sorry. I misread that. By Coulson. Yes, I did love that moment. That episode is great. That episode had the news that Coulson is dying, like the definitive news, and the aftershock, the aftermath of them knowing that, and, you know, Daisy, and that scene with Daisy crying about it, and, you know, telling him that he is S.H.I.E.L.D., that she is nothing without his presence in her life, that father-daughter moment, and that was lovely. And there was the wedding, there was the return of Deathlock, and that was amazing as well. That was a brilliant surprise in that episode. So it was really lovely. Okay. Oh yeah, Future Fitz's still tears me up. Oh yeah, Future Fitz's death does tear us up. Not as much now, to be honest, but not as much as a Spies Goodbye, for example, because you know he would return on the next season. That's what I was saying then. It kind of kills it when they brought him back. I mean, Coulson, I didn't cry over Coulson. I didn't have a tear over Coulson at the end of season 5. I didn't have it on episode 12. And I still have it, and it's not because of Coulson as much as it is because of, you know, that portrayal of the relationship between him and Daisy. But the problem with Coulson is he never actually died. Like, you never saw him die, so you never felt the need to cry over it. But with Fitz, it kills that moment. Go ahead and ask Aryan that there's no shield without... there's nothing without... There's no shield without... There's nothing without you. Yes, that statement, Tanya. It was beautiful. Hey, death can still be sad if a character comes back. I still cry at Coulson's death in Avengers. Yeah, I don't actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. I feel bad, but I don't cry, you know, because I'm thinking, yay, you know, he died over here to give us 22 episodes a year for 5 years, and then, you know, 13 episodes a year for 2 years that followed. So it actually gets me excited in a way. I'm sad for the guy, but I'm kind of excited at the same time. Okay, Daisy hated Fitz for removing the inhibitor from her neck. Yes, she did. But that Fitz died. So does Daisy still hate Fitz? No, she doesn't. She doesn't. They've been there through season 6, and they were, you know, very nice and, you know, very happy, you know, dealing with one another. The only funny... In fact, she went and saved him with Simmons. Brought him back from space. Which I kind of find funny, because some people were like, is no one ever going to address that he removed that and that was blah, blah, blah? Why would we address it when this is different Fitz? She shouldn't feel bad about it. She should know. And she should know that what he did was right in the end, because in the end, after he removed it, she was able to defeat Graviton. If not for that, no matter how much serum she would have used at that moment, her powers would never have gotten amplified, and she would have never defeated Graviton at the end of the season. She never hated that other Fitz either. I don't think she ever hated him. Because in the end as well, he was kind of possessed a little bit by the Doctor persona. He's still suffering from the aftermath of what happened on season 4. And it is understandable. It's not him. I mean, he did not put himself in the framework. It was always Ada and Holden Radcliffe. So it was never really him that did that. But okay. Speaking of season 6, and as I mentioned, season 6 is at the bottom of my list. But I've got a few bits and pieces here out of the finale of season 6. I think the finale was my favorite. I think getting to piece everything together with Pachacootic and Azel, the 2-hour finale as a whole, that was really good. I think I did love the ending as well, because we knew that we're getting Coulson back in an actual Coulson, even if an LMD/Chronicom Coulson. That was really good too. So I did like the episode. I think it was really funny, the episode, and it was the Fear and Loathing on the Planet of Kitson. It was a play on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is a really fun movie. I love that movie. Even though I'm not generally into movies where people just keep getting high and whatnot, but that movie, I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp, and that movie was really good. And then the series, the episode was done in a way that kind of paid homage to the movie, so I kind of liked it because of that. So yeah, best Simmons line was from season 6, episode 1. Give us what we want, and we'll let you live to cry about it. Yeah. I loved the darkness to Simmons on that episode, because that was an interesting change. It was the product of so much shit that she's gone through and so much separation from Fitz. I mean, they've always been destined to be separated. I think that's the one trope that's been going on for so many seasons, including this season. So it did feel really good, because now they've abducted the man who's supposed to be her husband, even though she's not married to this specific Fitz. She's married to the one that died at the end of season 5. But nonetheless, you know, you're messing with the wrong woman, man. You know, we're either going to let you live to cry about it, or we're going to, you know, take you. And of course, Kevin Seeley, your favorite quote would be from Simmons. That's understandable. Okay, and I love when Daisy and Gemma get drunk. You mean get high? Yeah, I love that episode. I couldn't stand the episode, but then again, I'm sensitive. It must not be good for sensitive people like me. It's okay, actually, Gamer Girl. I mean, you're allowed not to like it. These kind of things interest me. They totally do not interest my wife, for example. So, but a friend of mine, actually, he doesn't like that episode as well. So some people are just like, you know, what's the point of people, you know, being all high throughout an episode? That's silly. And it didn't. And to be honest, it did advance the story close to the end, but being high did not really advance the story. But it was fun. It was a change of pace, and I like that. But yeah, everyone is like to either like something or not like it. It's not like, you know, the end of the world or anything. It's not like the Chronicons are attacking. Okay. Hot Shield take number 2. That episode is overrated. Okay. Well, season 6 is my least favorite season. My all-time favorite episode for the whole show is 606, Inescapable. It was so cathartic and needed. Inescapable, now I remember what that was. That was the one with Fitz and Simmons, right? The Fitz and Simmons-centric episode. Correct? Remind me if I'm not wrong, because I'm trying to remember here with the names of the episodes and whatnot. But I think yes, and if so, yes, I love that episode. Every single episode, every single season, or every single season where we had an episode that was either Fitz-centric, Simmons-centric, or Fitz and Simmons-centric, I really loved it. So we had Maveth, I forgot the name of the episode. I think it was 4,722 hours. The Maveth episode. I love that one. You've got the Rewind episode out of season 5. I love that one. Release the Ferrets. I love that episode. And then you've got the Inescapable episode, the box where, you know, Simmons hid all her fears. But apparently the bad side of her, that was quite the solid episode, in my opinion. I was hoping we would get one this season, but I think what they decided to do differently is we've given these two, this particular couple, their own episode. So we're gonna give the others their own episodes on season 6, and they didn't do Fitz and Simmons. So they did, even though you can count last week's episode as half everyone, half Fitz and Simmons. But I guess this season you had the Yo-Yo and May episode, you had the Daisy and Coulson episode, you know, the time loop episode, the Yo-Yo and May episode with Jia-Ying and Yo-Yo getting basically her powers fixed, and you had the Mac and Deke episode, which was which a lot of people think is overrated, but I think it was really, really, really good. A lot of people are complaining about the lack of action at the beginning of the episode, but I think it was really, really, really good. Like for the majority of the episode, it didn't have action, but I think it was really good because you got to address things like, you know, Mac's emotions. His parents just died. He just realized that and were killed before time. And his understanding of time travel at that point is that his parents died, not, you know, these other parents in this different timeline. So it is understandable as well. And yes, Simmons was Ringo plus Zombie. No, I don't know about Zombie Girl from Cabin in the Woods because I didn't watch that one. But I know she was the girl from Ringo. All these episodes were directed by Jesse. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. Your true self just cut my heart out with her bone knife. Yeah, these are beautiful quotes. Codemaster 2000. These are beautiful quotes. Okay, guys. Let's talk season 7 for 5 minutes and then get this over with. I'm gonna try to pick the best moments out of this live stream and kind of put them in one 10 to 15 minutes video and post it tomorrow. But for the time being. Okay, let me ask you this. What were your favorite moments so far out of the current season? How do you feel about the season finale? How bad do you feel about the season finale? Like, not that the season finale is bad, but how bad do you feel about it ending? And, yes, the Groundhog Day is my favorite episode so far this season. I totally agree. The Loop episode is my favorite episode so far. So, as I've always been, we're all so sad it's ending. I'm definitely so sad personally it's ending. And like I said, it's the feeling I got at the end of Lost. Like, what now? What am I gonna watch that's gonna match up to this? And I don't think there is anything, and it is kind of sad. No, at least not everyone got spoiled on the finale. That's why I didn't post anything about the promotional photos on the trailer video. So let's please not discuss them over here. And Fred, since I know that me and you, we check that photos. If anyone puts anything about them, just delete the comments right away, and just block them from commenting. I don't care, because we don't want to spoil it for everyone. But no, I know you're not, Lisa. I'm just saying, just in case someone does it. I know you're not, man. Don't worry about it. You don't need to apologize. But I just realized that, because I wanted to mention that to Fred on Discord, but I just remembered right now. I don't think Kaylee Atwell will make it back. But here's what I'm thinking at the end of the season. And this is ahead of the prediction video I'm going to post tomorrow. But my prediction is they're either going to stick to this timeline or they're going to go to the original timeline. No matter what, I think the Agent of Sword bit is not happening on the series. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen later on. And they're going to recruit or recruit Daisy into it. And, of course, hire Chloe Bennett later on for the movie or the series. I'm not sure what they're going to make out of Agents of Sword. But the thing I'm thinking over here is the one big parallel to Avengers Endgame that they could draw over here is that Daisy will definitely end up with Sousa. He's not going to be the Avengers cop. He's not going to die. Nothing of all of that. But she is going to end up with him. She's going to end up in 2020. She's going to either stay in 1980 whatever and rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. because considering everything, she's going to be everything that happened to S.H.I.E.L.D., destroying S.H.I.E.L.D. on last week's episode. She might actually be one of the most experienced over there. Everyone will go their own ways. I'm not going to talk about the others. That's for the predictions video. But she's going to become director, and she's going to end up with the Man Out of Time. So just like Peggy Carter and Captain America, the Man Out of Time and Peggy Carter at the end of Avengers Endgame. Does that make sense to anyone? If the snap happens, I'm going to cry and be so disappointed. 7 years and they end it like that. I sure hope they don't do that. I think it's silly, and I don't want them to go there. You know what I mean? It would be stupid. It would not be a closure of a story, and it would be done to satisfy some fans who, and with all due respect to all of them, do not understand the value of a good story. And I like me a good story. I don't like a story that's done for the purpose of satisfying fans. I mean, there's so many ways to do fan service that is fun to the story and that enriches the story. But this would just be fan service at the expense of the story, and that's not good. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. That makes sense with Daisy. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen to Daisy. I think Coulson is going to be disassembled upon his own request. I think there's going to be one hell of a goodbye scene, one hell of a farewell scene between Coulson and May, and I think you need to get the tissues for that. And I think there's going to be one hell of a farewell scene between Coulson and Daisy for the second time, and you've got to get the tissues for that as well. And there's going to be a Fitzsimmons reunion probably. I've been saying that for ages. So that's going to be... I don't think that's going to be the big tearjerker, but it's going to be fun to watch. A story is only good if it ends well. Yes, Aryan, I totally agree. Well said. It is only good if it ends well, and I think this one is going to end so well without all the fan service. So far for Season 7, my favorite episode is Elizabeth 709, as I've always been. I cried when Enoch died. Oh, the directorial debut of Elizabeth Henstridge, that was brilliant as well. She basically directed the best episode of the season, so kudos. Fitzsimmons will get remarried and retire. Mac and Yo-Yo will get married and retire. Yeah, probably. These two are going to end up... These two couples are going to end up together. Not the couples together. Like, each of the two are going to end up together. Not swinging kind of thing. But yeah, they're going to end up... going the separate ways. So true. Elizabeth is too good. Yes, she is. She did a great job. I love that. And Kevin, stop. But okay. And you know why I'm saying that. This final episode will be the end of TV. Not the end of TV, but the end of good comic book TV, in my opinion. Or great comic book TV. Or, you know, perfect comic book TV. Or 10 out of 10 comic book TV. There's going to be other stuff that are going to be 9s and 9.5s, but nothing on an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. scale is going to match up, in my opinion. I hope I'm wrong, once again, because I want to enjoy everything that comes next more than I enjoyed this. But I've enjoyed this more than the movies, to be honest. I love the movies, and they're up there for me, and I'm crazy about them. But I've enjoyed this more than the Marvel movies, to be honest. And it saddens me that it's ending. As you know, I've always been picky as well about my videos. And I don't review everything. I was reviewing The Flash, and I was actually getting better views with The Flash for a long time than I've ever gotten with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And to be honest, at some point I was like, no, I cannot do this. The story is going downhill. But then with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's like, yeah, no matter how bad they do it, it's better than the best thing out there. And it is amazing. Yeah, it was scary, Gamer Girl. I know. I thought Yo-Yo would die, actually, in that finale. I don't know. I don't know, Fred. But anyway, guys, any final words that you want me to read out loud on this video before we end it, before we end this live stream? That thumbs up with that thumbs down was a Hydra agent. Yes, that's this. It's like a deja vu. Like, this is the same thing that Gamer Girl said like a year or a year and a half ago. You know, that thumbs down is a Hydra agent. It's always been your thing, Gamer Girl, in these what do you call them, live streams, or Chronicoms, actually. True. Or Nathaniel. AOS has the best characters. Okay, so I'm going to read these final few messages. AOS have the best characters development that I've ever seen. I'm going to miss them so much. Me too, Tanya. Agent May has been fantastic for the AOS series. I agree. I agree, Salahuddin. What a geek, you're time looped. I am time looped. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best comic book based, and I know what you're talking about, by the way, the Gamer Girl thing, but yeah. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best comic book-based show to date. It is indeed. Can you show the last promo again? You mean the promo for the finale, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct? Just tell me if that's what you're talking about. I'm just going to put it up here, and I'm going to... Okay, let's end this with the finale promo, guys, before we leave, because apparently someone wants to check it out. Okay, so here it is. And there you go.
This is the last mission together, isn't it?
You are too late.
The war is over, and you've lost.
Get ready!
Now! This is what we were fighting for.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the series finale, next Wednesday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you all for joining this live stream. It was so much fun talking to you, and it was so much fun celebrating the end of a great era of comic book TV with all of you. I decided to do this even though it was really difficult setting up a live stream with, with the kid at home, and also the new live streaming options in YouTube and the new studio are really tough. But thank you, guys. Feel free to join us on Discord. this week on Wednesday for the live viewing of the finale. I might not be there, but I'm going to try my best to be there. But a lot of people are there. A lot of people are discussing it. And a lot of people are having fun doing that. So feel free to join them. Kevin is usually leading as well a rewatch of the series, of the episodes every week. So they watch the episodes twice. And I think Kevin is going to be leading a new rewatch of the entire series after it's done. And it's brilliant when we do it together. I've only done it with them like 2 times when they watched the most recent seasons, like the older seasons, sorry, before this season aired. But it was really enjoyable, and the conversations are amazing, and it's so much fun going back with memory to those old episodes. That said, thank you so much for joining. Stay safe, and have a great day. Bye-bye.